Hi, this is Jane Celia Hatch, i.e. Bethesda Star, i.e. Targeted Shaman. I am a former journalist and a shaman. I've written a master's thesis on shamanism. That didn't make me a shaman. It was my life experience. And I believe I was born into the tradition. I'm also a targeted individual. I'm also someone who has, throughout my life, trying to expose the deep state and the deep state agenda. Tonight is a very important recording. It is almost an emergency recording. There is a representative from, I believe it is Illinois, who has introduced for legislation a bill 6666. And if you have not heard about this yet, you may have heard it through mainstream media. I don't know if you're getting the truth about it, but what I'm going to do is show you the bill, and so you'll know exactly what's going on, and you will know the truth, because everybody's presenting it different ways. I've seen both pro and con misrepresent the truth. So the best thing for you to do is to look at this bill. This is a very, very serious potential broach on all of our rights, constitutional. Basically, what this bill will do, if it is passed, is it will allow so-called medical experts, medical teams, to enter your house without your consent and identify a member of your family as potentially having the COVID, so-called COVID virus, and remove them from their home. And the WHO director has said they will be, removed and put in a respectful situation, which God only knows what that is. But here is this is Representative Bobby Rush from Illinois. He's a Democrat. He introduced this bill 6666. And it's got expansive Democratic support. There was, I believe, one Republican who backed out. He probably understood exactly how dangerous this was. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is one of the supporters, who proved herself to be one of the most corrupt politicians in Washington when she blatantly and illegally overturned Bernie Sanders' campaign in 2016, along with Hillary Clinton. And I believe they were also involved, believe it or not, with the death of Seth Rich, who was trying to reveal what was really going on in the Democratic presidential election with Hillary Clinton and the corruption that was going on. I think Seth Rich was, and I've read, Seth Rich has revealed to WikiLeaks what was really happening, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz was involved in that. And in my opinion, in the 4 years I've been studying her, as a very corrupt politician. So this is the guy, God only knows why he did this. It's $100 billion bill. $100 billion is attached to it. So here he is. We'll go and actually look at the bill. So it's really, really important that you read the bill, because I've seen, again, both pro and con on this bill misrepresenting the bill. And here it is right here, HR 666. Apparently it has not gone through the House. It has not gone through the Senate. And after it does that, President Trump has to sign it. He can veto it. So here it is, HR 666. And this is to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19 and related activities, such as contact tracing, through mobile health units and as necessary at individuals' residences. and for other purposes. So I'm going to read it again. It's the very first line. This is to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19 and related activities, such as contact tracing through mobile health units and as necessary at individuals' residences. This is the most important line in the entire bill that you need to pay attention to. At individuals' residences. At individuals' residences. You need to get that through your head, that they're proposing that they can go into your house without your consent at any time. So, to be enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled. Okay, COVID testing and contract tracing using mobile health units. The Secretary of Health and Human Services, acting through the Director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, may award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19, to trace and monitor the contacts of, and that means they'll trace anybody you've had, if you stop at, the local grocery store, if you go to the hairdresser, if they open up, whatever you do, whoever you've seen, they want to trace and monitor you. And to support the quarantine of such contacts. So, you stop and say hello to the postman, and they'll trace that contact and they can do whatever they want with him. Okay, that was A. 1, mobile units, and as necessary, testing individuals and providing individuals service related to testing and quarantine at their residences. So again, if the mainstream media tells you this has nothing to do with going into your house, this is lying. They're lying to you. It says, as necessary, testing individuals and providing individuals with services related to testing and quarantine at their residence. You need to get that through your heads. Permissible uses of funds. A grant recipient under this section may use grant funds in support of the activities described in subsection A. So we're in subsection A, and again, related to testing and quarantine at their residence. So $100 billion is going to be appropriated to allow them to, in part, go into your house. To hire, train, compensate, and pay the expenses of individuals to purchase personal protective equipment. In selecting grant recipients under this section, the Secretary shall give priority to applicants proposing to conduct the activities funded. So if you're willing to go into somebody's house, if you're willing to do the dirty work, if you're willing to go into someone's house and drag out their children or their mother or their father or their grandparents, you're going to get part of this piece of this huge pie. Okay, applicants that agree in hiring individuals to carry out activities funded under this section to hire residents. So they want your neighbors to do this. They want teachers, the local ministers. They want local people, to go into your house, where the activities will primarily occur with a higher priority among applicants described in this paragraph, given based on the percentage of individuals to be hired from an area. They want local people because you're more or less, you're going to open your door to somebody and then once they get in, they're going to do whatever they want. In selecting grant recipients under this section, the Secretary should ensure that grants are distributed across urban and rural areas. So it goes on. These are some of the different organizations that will be eligible. School-based health clinics, so the schools, the hospitals, your local medical center. Faith-based, your church. They're really trying to infiltrate here. Higher education, high school, any other type of entity. The term emergency period has the meaning given to the term of the Social Security Act. God only knows what that means. The term hotspot means a geographic area where the rate of infection with the virus that causes COVID-19 exceeds the national average. And of course, every one of us knows now that they're just cooking the numbers in whatever direction they want them to go. The term medically underserved community has a meaning given to that term in Section 799B of the Public Health Act. The term secretary means the Secretary of Health and Human Services. So to carry out this section, they are authorized to be appropriated $100 billion. Now, who's going to refuse that? I don't know. So there it is. If you hear from any mainstream media that this has nothing to do with going into your house, I think I've read 3 times going into individual residents. So this is extremely urgent. I wanted to show you this. This is another extremely scary precedent. You know, first they came for the Jews, and then the gypsies, and then the homosexuals. And now it's going to be, if a dog sniffs you out that you have COVID-19, you know, they're going to take, you know, if your grandmother, if this dog sniffs, you know, one of your children, anybody in your family, the police come in with these dogs, and they're going to be able to haul them out under this serious human rights abuse piece of legislation. This is from the Telegraph in the UK. You know, they have really happy little music going on to make it sound this is like a little fun, you know, playtime with the dogs. These are dogs that are, those little, you know, rectangles are going to be humans. And the dog gets a treat if he sniffs out of COVID-19. In my opinion, COVID-19 doesn't exist as they've described it. They're going to be sniffing out exosomes, which means anybody under stress, anybody with any kind of 5G radiation, we're all going to have COVID-19 in our systems. If you've ever had any one of the COVID, I think there's 20 to 30 strains. It's been on the planet for 60 years. The dog's going to sniff it out on you. I mean, this is the perfect storm for Bill Gates, who wants to vaccinate everybody on the planet. So there you have it. The little things here are going to they're going to be humans. I'm not making this up. They could screen 250 people per hour, singling out most dangerous spreaders. So now we're not humans anymore, or people. We're dangerous spreaders. Be aware of the terminology, be aware of what it's doing to your heart and your mind and your soul. When our fellow human beings and ourselves are not called people, but we're called dangerous spreaders. Medical sniffer dogs will be trained to detect asymptomatic, so that means you don't have to be showing any signs. And that's what they want. They want to find people, that the dogs just say have it. They'll get a lot more people that way. Cocker Spaniels, Labradors, Labradoodles. Yeah, the scheme, that's a good word though, could form a highly efficient and non-invasive means of singling out, again, most dangerous people. Well, at least we got to be called people, but we're dangerous people. We're dangerous people now, and we're dangerous spreaders. That terminology is scary because you're talking about your child, your grandmother, your neighbor could be called one of those. It's going to make you afraid. It's going to make them afraid. And that's what they're doing. They're spreading as much fear and apprehension and terror as they possibly can. Because you know what? The more terror, the more positive COVID diagnosis, and that's what they want. So California County to remove COVID-19 patients from homes based on living situations. So the basis for this bill, 6666, sorry, reversed it. It has been it's been an ingenious way they went about this. You know how they've told us all to get in our homes, you know, to stop the spread, you stay in your homes, you know, you isolate, which is unprecedented. Usually they just isolate people who are sick, you know, and the rest of us are allowed. But this is the opposite, because this has nothing to do about our health or well-being. It's about we're under siege right now by our government. California County to remove COVID-19 patients from homes based on living situations. So will place in other kinds of housing. So they've got us in our houses, and this person, as well as the director, one of the directors of the World Health Organization, has very conveniently said, well, now we're basically, this is, he didn't say petri dish, but that's what I'm using. This is the perfect environment now for spreading the so-called COVID-19 is the home, because we've told you to be home, and now they're saying that's the hot spot. You know, it's not a town, it's the home. You know, so you're going to spread it between each other. So now we have a great reason, because you've all been home all together, you've been very obedient, and now we go in there because that's the hot spot. So they're saying they will place in other kinds of housing people, even asymptomatic or not expressing any kind of symptoms, can be taken out of the home and put into, you know, other places. We don't know, move to other kinds of housing. So this is by Zero Hedge, a respectable publication most of the time. Officials in Ventura County, California, are expanding corona testing, tracking the infected and those who've been in contact. So you don't have to have it. You've just seen someone at the grocery store, on the street, and you're going to be on their radar. And moving people out of their homes and into specialized housing. So you know what specialized housing in? It's probably medical tents. It's probably FEMA camps. Basically, they're going to take somebody out of your house and you may never see them again. This is what the Nazis did in Germany. Discussing the need to hire contact tracers and manage active cases, Ventura County Public Health Director Dr. Robert Levine said during a May 4th press conference that people who live in homes where they could expose family members to COVID-19. Okay, that's what they told us to do, right? So now they're saying we've exposed them. Will be moved into other kinds of housing provided by the county. So these are people that are ripe to get some of that $100 billion, and they're all already salivating just waiting for that money to come their way. They're getting ready for it. For instance, if they live in a home, there's only one bathroom and there are 3 or 4 other people living there, and those people don't have COVID, we're not going to be able to keep the person in that home. Did you hear that? 3 or 4 people living in a house and you only have one bathroom, we're not going to be able to keep the person in that home. And you can watch this video. It's right here. I'm going to put the link to it under this video. Every person who we're isolating, for instance, needs to have their own bathroom. Okay, if you don't have a 4-bathroom house and you have 4 people, some of your family could very soon be moved out to special housing. We'll be moving people like this into other kinds of housing. And you can watch this video. I'm not going to play the whole thing right now. It's Ventura County officials. What is his name? Levine, I think is his last name. The county walked back Levine's comments, responding, they are not going to remove anyone from homes. But if someone cannot isolate at their home, which means you don't talk to anyone or see anyone or you know, use the same bathroom, we have alternative options available. That means they will take them out of the house. If you're not awake, alive, on the edge of your seat right now, you're brain dead. I hate to say it. I'm usually very, very compassionate, but this is serious. You know, I am not I'm not misquoting. I read this article. You can also hear him say it. The article quoted him, and this is official in California. And I think the Democrat, I think there were 6 or 7 Democrats from California who are supporting this bill. So California is going to probably get hit the hardest with this incredible abuse of human rights. So this is opposition. This is We the People. It is uh, a a bill, I mean, not a bill, but a petition you can sign. And I've signed it. I'll put this link underneath. HR 6666, the Trees Act was proposed in Congress. This act will allow government officials to enter anyone's home and force test them for COVID. It could be just a dog at this point. Smelling your 3-year-old child, and they give a positive, and the police, they're gone. This is Nazi Germany. I'm not making this up. I'm not being dramatic. You can read all this yourself. This act will allow any government official to enter anyone's home. Then the government official will have the right to remove children from the home, remove anyone testing positive from the home. And again, they don't have to have the test. They can have the dogs. And as I said before, from my research, most everybody has COVID in their system. It is your body's natural response to stress. If you've been under stress, if you've had any radiation poisoning, if you've come close to any COVID, and there's 20 strains of them, you're going to test positive. Most of us are going to test positive. I can't imagine how removing someone from the home is going to protect anyone. I have a husband with Alzheimer's. I don't have COVID, but if I tested positive, who would take care of my husband if I removed from the house? We must be living in Nazi Germany for such an act to be brought forth, and it is true. I don't think it's escaped anyone's attention that this is called 6666. It is historically the sign of the devil, and there's a reason they do that. We're in a free will universe, and they have to give us some hint of what we're doing, of what they're doing, so that we can stop it, so that we have choice. We have a choice right now. We're not going to have a choice very much longer. It's a blaring red light. It's sirens going off. They're telling us this is demonic. This is evil. And it's going to go through unless every single one of you steps forward. This is it. This is the line. This is our last chance, humanity. You've got to say this far and no further. There was one other thing I wanted to show you. I don't know if I can find it. The director of WHO, and it's on, camera, has said, now that you're in your homes, we are concerned that you're spreading it. You've been the good doobies, and done everything we said, and they completely set you up. Okay, here it is. So here's Dr. Michael Ryan, and I want to thank Infinite Waters. I'm reading this from one of the YouTubes he made. He called it "Your Worst Nightmare is Coming." He's the executive director of the World Health Organization. The most likely person to become a case is someone who has been in significant contact of another case. In some senses, transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units, because in some cases, yeah, right. Well, that's what they told every human being in the that has a TV what to do. So millions, I don't know, billions of people, they've told them, stay in your house. So it's been taken off the street and pushed back, which is exactly what they told us to do. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner. I guarantee you it will not be safe and dignified, and chances are you'll never see them again, because they want COVID death numbers. So that's what I was saying. So take a good look at this man and what he said. He's the director of WHO. The most likely person to become a case is someone who has been in significant contact of another case, which is all of us, really. Most all of us are probably going to test positive, because they're not really testing for a new virus. They're testing to the body's response to stress, in my opinion. I know, that COVID, the virus has been on the planet for decades, and most of us have had a reaction to it, in the sense we've developed antibodies, and a lot of us would test positive, most likely. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may, now we need to go and look in families, okay? Dr. Michael Ryan, Executive Director of World Health Organization. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner. I guarantee you it's not going to be a safe and dignified manner. So here we are, humanity. Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? When they come to your door with the dogs and the police and they say, ma'am, your child was playing with a little boy next door, and the mother called us and said your son was coughing. So in the best interest, of your family and your community, we need to come in and do a test. And so you let them in because you've been a good doobie. You've worn the mask, you've isolated, you've worn the gloves, you've clapped, for the workers. You've been such a good doobie. And so you're going to continue, you're going to clap and let the medical worker in. And then they say, I'm sorry, we have to take your daughter. And you're going to say, okay, I'm going to clap for you. When the fuck are you going to wake up? What's the line you're going to draw? When will you draw the line against this deep state world order, new world order, depopulation plan run by Bill Gates, George Soros, Clinton, Obama, Rockefeller, the Illuminati, whatever the fuck you want to call them? When are you going to draw the line? Are you going to clap for the medical workers? He's taking your grandmother or your mother or your daughter, and I'm not making this up. I just read it to you. It's from official people. It's an official bill. Are you going to sign the petition? Are you going to keep wearing the mask? And when it's proven over and over and over, it doesn't do anything. And then you stay in your house and you're the good doobie, and you wear the glove. And when will it stop? It's not going to stop. It is not going to stop until you say no. And when I say you, I mean every single one of you. We can't be divided anymore. Are you so adamantly full of hate for Trump that you'll sacrifice your children or your grandchildren in the name of Trump hating? Because part of you, a large portion of you, I know, are so full of hate and vengeance towards Trump that you can't come out of your delusion and your hatred and your rage to wake up, because you think, oh goody, this is something else we can blame Trump for. I'm telling you, karma's coming. Karma's coming. If you put hate out there, it's going to come back. And you're going to sacrifice your family for your hate. I say drop it all and wake up and join together. We're all in this together. I don't know if you're left, right, independent, whatever. This is affecting all of humanity. The Western world, the East, everywhere. We're all in this. And I again, I'll say over and over, this is a real bill. The director of WHO said that. There's other officials coming out and saying, we're going to go into your house. If MSM tells you they're not, they're lying. So I don't know if there's anything more I can say. I'm a targeted individual, and part of the reason I'm targeted is because I have this information and they don't want me to share it. There was hoping I would, that I wouldn't be around during this time, so I couldn't, put this information out like the other targeted individuals who are awake. They were born awake. We've been watching, we've been fighting these people for decades. Been fighting these people for decades while most of the human population has done shit. We're tired. We're tired, and we can't do this alone. And this is it. This is it for humanity. We're either going to recreate the world towards a paradise Earth, or we're going into a Nazi regime. Okay? You heard how they described us. Dangerous person. We're not, the only thing dangerous is these people that are involved in the New World Order and the depopulation plan and Bill Gates. We're humans. We're full of love and joy and health. We're very powerful. We're beautiful. We're not dangerous fucking people. You know, I have the patience of Mary Magdalene, but I've even gone beyond my level of patience. If people are still believing that this is all about our health and helping people and helping the frontliners, it's nothing to do with that. It's about getting you under martial law, destroying the economy, destroying all the mom and pops, making Walgreens and Walmart. Why are Walgreens and Walmart open and the little mom and pops have to close? Ask yourself that. This is about destroying us, our businesses, our health, our relationships, everything we value in our world. You have to wake up, and every single one of you have to take your power and say, no, no more. This is where I draw the line.